Alright, so I'm reacting to one of Nyree's videos. It's not the one where she went live because I think she got rid of it. She must have saw maybe Von's live or his YouTube videos saying like, damn, you posting, you secretly recording certain stuff and you posting it and you trying to make me out to be this in the public eye. So I'm watching her video, reacting to it. It's called Starting Over, Suffering from Severe Anxiety and Depression, Part 1. So I really want to do this just to see, what she was going through and know where her mindset at and what is going on with her to where maybe she, maybe it could be some underlining to where why she, maybe not comfortable with. Okay, so it says this video took a lot of courage and a lot of thought. I decided to share a very personal part of my life with you guys. So I hope you can enjoy it in my new journey.
What is up, you guys? It's been like, I would say like 4 or 5 minutes. I think 4 or 5 minutes now. The video I'm filming now, I actually filmed the same video a few days ago. So as I am editing this video, I have decided that I'm going to actually put the original footage in it. I feel like it's way more real. And that day, like, I was going through something and I was just ready to film, so I'm actually going to put that instead. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So here we go. Man, I haven't turned on this camera since the last time I posted a video, which, if you're watching this video, that video is probably taken out along with all my other videos because I have made a decision that I just want to restart everything. And is the camera blurry? I'm just filming this video off the whim. Like, I don't even know how this is about to get edited, posted. I'm just talking. That's just what this clip is about. Yeah, so I've decided that I wanted to kind of document everything that's been going on in my life. I feel like this is, okay. Everything that's been going on in my life since I've moved to this new apartment, and it just hasn't been good. There's so many things I wish I would have filmed, but I mentally and physically, I just wasn't, picking up a camera just wasn't the first thing on my mind. As many times as I was told to just do it because it could help others, it just, to me, was just embarrassing and almost like I failed to pick up a camera after already not filming and to kind of just deliver just what I felt like is negativity. But now that I'm here today, I feel like it can honestly help a lot of people around the world. I just feel like it was just picking up a camera to just talk about stuff that could potentially be negative to some people after not filming for so long and then coming back and you thinking somebody had this huge, massive glow up and amazingness things or whatever, if that makes sense, and they come back and it's just kind of just, oh well, just, it's kind of like just not the best news, you know. So yeah, I'm not looking the best. This is not how I pictured a video after not posting for about 4 or 5 months. But I wanted to restart and eventually down this journey, I will tell you guys why I am okay and content with restarting my entire channel that I was almost close to just deleting and giving up on. So yeah, I'm looking a little rough, but I feel like this is me and this is where I am in my life right now. The real raw. I don't want to do my hair, put on a little bit of makeup.
Yeah, I respect that. Cause like if you're not in, that's gonna really, you'll be putting on a front like, oh, like everything you'll still be caught up in, and like trying to look like everything is okay when it's really not. So
Put on a nice outfit and pretend I want to show you what the things, the way I have been carrying myself for a good majority of time unless I'm taking a picture for Instagram. Like I said, this is going to be like a mini documentary series about just this, a very mini documentary type of thing. Like I said, this wasn't planned. I just woke up today and was like, I'm filming. Today is the day I just got out of Sunday service. It is August 14th, and I just said, today is the day that I'm going to film. So I guess right now I'm just going to tell you what's been going on, and then I will just always remember to pick up the camera when I am going through the things that I am about to explain to you that I've been going through. So I did move with my family, and the reason for that is something that I will talk about probably later on in this series. But I did move here, and I feel like it was a decision that I made just so that my family could be comfortable. I think I did this just off of what she felt most comfortable with. I feel like, and this is no like talking about like my family, I just feel like I am the main person that has to hold everything together, and that's exactly how I wanted everything to be. I always dreamed of, just taking care of my family and taking care of them, make sure that everything is paid for, making sure that they're living comfortably. But it can take a toll on you when you feel like you have the weight of the world and multiple people depending on you for multiple things. And not only that, I have a kid, and then I have my own stuff, and then I feel like I just have other people's stuff, and this is what I wanted, but don't get me wrong, it's like...
yeah, so you've been feeling for a while.
It can become very stressful. And that's not what this whole thing is about, but this is just the beginning. So we moved here, and I felt like everything was good. I'm very, like, filming this is, I'm looking at myself in this camera right now, thinking about just what everybody is gonna think, and I hate that about me. Part of me, it's very weird. Like, part of me, I think about what people, I care about what people think, and then at the same time, like, I know exactly why I'm filming this, to help people, and I know exactly what my intentions are filming this, and I shouldn't care, but it's just the heartbreaking feeling of this is the first thing I post after not filming. Like, that's really getting to me. But anyway, I moved here with my family, and everything was fine. Everybody, I think I've talked about a few times on my channel, whichever video, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, that I suffer from anxiety, and severe anxiety. It's very, very, very rare. There's people, and I'm not downplaying nobody's anxiety. All levels of anxiety.
Okay, so there you go. With Vaughn saying why she does this and why this and that. With anxiety, you could tend to overthink and over worry about the worst case scenario of what could happen or this. So what she could be doing right now in this current situation that they got going on, because I believe this was shot like 5 months ago, and so that could be a lot of the reason why she nitpicks at certain things, and she like she's not there to see what's going on and stuff like that. So that kind of, that scares her. And when she gets scared, and when Vaughn will say, like, oh, she would just say, come at me, and she'll, like, about things, and that's where it comes from, like, anxiety. When, what I'm saying, when people have anxiety, they tend to deal with it with anger, like, oh, or it's like an impulse sometimes where it's like, you got your own, like, what are people gonna think, or how's people gonna react, or like you always, like, it kind of like it makes you react in certain ways to where it's like, okay, so I don't know, it's deep. I'll be able to explain it later on as she's going through, but that explains why Vaughn was saying that, why does she nitpick every time I do this with my daughter? She wants to know why, wants to know when, or she wants me to tell her this, or if it's not her way and stuff like that. And with anxiety, you want, sometimes it's a safe and comfort thing when you want certain things your way, and so you're in control. Like, okay, nothing bad is gonna happen if I do it this way. It has to happen this way, or if I go about it this way, nothing bad is gonna happen this way. And the unfortunate part of life is life, so bad shit is gonna happen out of your control and out of nowhere, whether whether you're trying to prevent it or not. So, but sometimes, you're supposed to go off your own judgment and just try to make things progress and make things better as you grow and as you learn. But
it's very serious. But me personally, I suffer from, I think, the highest level that you can suffer from. So I've talked about it, and I have suffered from anxiety my whole life, except I feel like the levels were different. I feel like when I was in high school, like, the levels were really low. Like, I was still, like, had my moments where I was, like, in a panic, but all it took was, like, some water and, some friends, and I was fine. The level I'm at now, water and all of that, it just doesn't work. I find myself not talking to nobody, thinking that nobody really cares, nobody can help me, nobody can save me from this feeling. Water is definitely not going to help. Water is, like, out. Like, when I go more into the story, it's a lot of, what's the word? I feel like it's just a lot of, like, triggering things that, depending on who suffers from it or not, it could be very triggering, I feel like, to certain people. So, yeah. So, I said I moved here, whatever, like that. Eventually, I noticed I started to get into a lot of arguments with my mom, my sister, one of my sisters.
Have you heard? There's a new way to manage diabetes.
And the vibe of the apartment just wasn't the same. And I don't know if it was because me and my sister have always, if you have a sibling, you're the oldest one, you go back and forth with your siblings or whatever. But I feel like just something is off. And it's something that I don't want to blame it on the apartment, but energy and all of that, when you really take time to feel, like, to learn about that stuff, you start to feel it. And I just started I started crying every day, and then, like, I would be going to sleep, and I would wake up, and I felt like I was closed in a box. Like, I couldn't catch my breath, or I felt closed in, and I would just be having a panic attack. And eventually I would be like, okay, when you have a panic attack, the stuff your brain goes into fight or flight mode, and it's like you're fighting for your life. You feel like, okay, this is the end right here. Like, I have to fight for my life. Trying to catch your breath, and I went through that, and I was like, okay. But then it started happening every day. every single day. And when something happens every day, it starts to increase. It's like if you work out every day, you'll see a difference. That's how it was with anxiety.
I wonder if she tried exercise on working out. There's different remedies you could take for anxiety. You just gotta calm. You can even do deep breaths, a lot of different things.
Like, it started to happen every day. So the level of my anxiety started going up. I started to see a difference. And it wasn't at all good because I have a kid
and she probably feels alone. Like she probably wasn't aware of it. Like, oh, okay, like I'm just going through this, but just probably just being alone is just probably just damn what scares her. Like, yeah, I wanted some space. Yeah, I wanted to get this new apartment here. And I don't know if she had maybe friends or family visiting periodically or whatever, but that's probably what it is. And she's referring to. She's like, and I got a kid, so it's like she's got this new experience, new apartment. She's got to provide for this baby and this her daughter and stuff, and like it's new and it's scary and it's fresh, and that she should be have anxiety about that, and because it's a lot, especially when you don't have the other counterpart and you just split with him and things is going on. So she's being affected by that, and like and I feel like that has a lot to do with it, and and probably the arguments with her cousins and her mom, like she said, is probably just like it's probably just coming from somewhere to where it's like she got things that she's dealing with that like she maybe is probably like on defense about. So we gonna see.
it's just really hard to just get on camera, and no matter who is watching, because like I say, all my videos, I don't really feel like I deserve anybody watching at this point, because I feel like I've abandoned everything that I was given.
Not true.
And if only I had the courage to just,
because you deserve to take some space for yourself, and worrying about what people are saying and commenting how they feel about the situation that happened with you and like, or whatever, because you gotta realize that you and him is like, before y'all start, like, I was a part of, the pioneer stages of people doing Q&As and doing certain shit on YouTube, and what was trending on YouTube to where now it's just an outbreak of it, where everybody is, you see people doing smasher passes, and like you see it everywhere. So like yeah, I definitely was a part of that, and you and Vaughn was together, and a lot of things T.O. and Monty and them was saying, oh, I'm smacked, like he had to watch what he had to say and stuff like that. Like y'all were together, like y'all. So all that time that you guys were together is just like, and then y'all probably had things where it's like you guys were still both dealing with, and then just having a kid in the mix is probably just what probably just overwhelmed both of you guys, and overwhelmed things, and kind of change things, and put pressure on certain things to where it made a lot of things different. So, and you deserve to have space from that, from uploading, from being comfortable. If you're not feeling comfortable within yourself, and to talk on here, you gotta be shit. It even took me a long time to just get on camera and just be like, yo, I'm gonna just talk my shit. I'm gonna just say whatever, and I don't care how I look and how I or what. With no self-consciousness, like to be subconscious and like, nah. So, if you need some space and shit like that, then you can take it, and people just gotta, once you upload something new, like then, just get it back going. That's it.
Speak about everything in my brain and not care about what anybody thinks. I think you guys will have a better understanding on why I just stopped doing everything that I was once doing. So, Yeah, it was a point where this part is about to be a little hard for me because I've never told nobody this. It was a point where I just was kind of feeling like I'm not here. Like everybody, I've seen everybody. I obviously knew I was like here, but it was like I was so distant. Like you ever watch a movie and somebody like is on a camera and it feels more like someone's being filmed and they're kind of being pushed back from reality. I don't know if that makes sense. Like in my brain, I have a vision of what it looks like, but like it's like somebody's being pulled back. Like they're seeing everybody, but they're being pulled back. That's exactly how I can. Like that's the best way I can explain how I felt. It was like I was looking at my daughter, but it didn't feel real. It was almost like nothing felt real. Like it almost felt fake. I was looking at her, it was like I was there, but I wasn't there.
What I think she probably means is she probably lost herself. Like, okay, I see everything that's going on around me, but who am I? Am I a part of this? Is this how life was supposed to happen for me? Or is this the type of, like, was I supposed to have a kid? Was I supposed to be a YouTuber? Was I supposed to move out to LA? Like, do I want to pursue something new? Like, so that's probably what she was really feeling.
I was looking at my mom and I felt like I was there, but I wasn't there. Like she was talking, but I almost felt like I was not there. Another thing I want to mention while I'm editing this is, like, at this very part, I'm talking about, like, feeling detached from reality. I was also, like, it's another, like, symptom of anxiety, but my vision was very, like, blurred. Like, if I would be going through, you know, like, a panic, or just even if I felt calm, like, I feel like my vision is blurred. And another thing that, I guess you would call it, like, a trait that has, I guess, I don't know how to say it, like, a trait that has become a part of my life is it's very hard for me to, like, I like everything in a specific way. So if something is not a specific way, I get very agitated.
Yeah, that's basically what I said earlier, is that she probably does things in a pattern, or what feels comfortable, to where it's like, and then if it doesn't go that way or anything, she gets agitated, and it's like, because it's a defense mechanism, it's a protective thing where it's like, why are you doing that? Because you know what I'm saying, where you gotta demand to make this gotta happen. I gotta make sure this shit happens and shit like that. Like, so that's probably where it comes from.
And, like, it's almost like,
But it could come from trauma. I don't know if she's gonna reveal anything that maybe she's dealt with in the past or anything, but you know, it could be trauma based too as well.
I can't walk away from it. Like, if something isn't the right way, I have to do it right then and there. It has to be a particular way, and I feel like I was like that. Like every girl is like, she's like a perfectionist type of thing. But I feel like
In
it's
a
like
way.
severe. Like, it's really sad. Like, just it's really hard talking about it. Like, if my brain really had a lot of control over me. Like, if I wanted to put something on my food, like, this is for an example, if I want to put something on my food, something in my brain would tell me, no, don't do that because this, and I wouldn't do it. And like, the food has to look a specific way, and it's overanalyze everything. And yeah, well, get back to the video. I just wanted to include that. And I just started to become very just distant. I would sit in this room. I didn't even have a chance to finish my room. I know you guys are looking at my bed sheets like, what is this? The bed sheets, it's not giving much anything. It's giving this was supposed to be sheets that I just bought for the air mattress. I never, ever, ever did the room, and there's a reason. It's kind of gonna make sense on why eventually. I'm not gonna say it all right now, but all I did was set up a few things, and I just kind of gave up. But yeah, I just sat in this bed all day long until it was time to go to sleep. I did not eat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It don't look like she's really eating like that, so she might not be feeding her body the right, like what it needs, like as far as what's gonna keep her, because there's other, health food things to where it's like in your dietary that keeps you going and stuff like that. There's new health drinks that got like natural caffeine in it and like all the B vitamins and certain things like that to where it's like keeps your mind clear. Just a lot of different things where you gotta just keep yourself up and make sure your health is good. You make sure you're getting, like some greens in because it has like, it has a lot of magnesium in it to where that keeps you calm. But a lot of times, if you don't eat salad, you're really most likely not getting enough magnesium and stuff like that to where that's gonna feed your stomach and make sure everything is calm and calm your nerves down. It's a lot of things to where it's like deep where you gotta have a certain diet to where that too affects what's going on with your body and your mind. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like she's just stressed out and like she's not really eating 3-course meals, or she's, probably skipping meals, or just like, I'll just eat later, or probably just having a little snack, but that's not really, doesn't really have that much nutritional value, so.
I couldn't bring myself to eat. I would go all day. I would drink a few sips of water, and I was not showering. And I'm okay to talk about this now because anybody who suffers from severe anxiety knows that on a certain level of anxiety, taking a shower becomes very hard to do. I can talk about it now because I'm not right at this moment. I'm not going through that type of issue. But at the time, yes, I was having a very hard time taking a shower. I'm trying to smile through it because I know there's gonna be a few people that's like, ew, that's dirty. But I mean,
nah, I like it. Let me pause on that face. It's real. Like everybody's been through it at a time where it's like, damn, you just in bed, you don't even feel like getting up. But it's just because you either, like, for me, it's like, damn, I don't even got shit to do today. Fuck, bro. Where the fuck am I gonna go to get some bread? Usually, I ain't gonna front. That be sometimes we'll be like, damn, I'm just stuck, or I'm just feeling stuck, or just like, fuck, I'm just gonna rest and do the shit later, or like link, or so everybody gets to a point where it's just like you just in bed all day, you probably just scrolling through shit just to entertain yourself or just distracting yourself from what you really dealing with, what you feel like, damn, I can't change. I don't know how to fucking not. I don't know how to not feel like how I'm feeling. So what you saying is like, nah, everybody probably skip the day. Like, nah, man, and then you realize, damn, I ain't really showering. I'm just in this bitch, just like feeling down and just whatever, or just doing whatever to just kind of just keep my mind off shit. And I didn't even do a daily routine, which is let me just get up and make sure I do this shit. You bypass the bathroom and you just go to get something to eat or a little snack or like sweets or some shit that you want that tastes real good because you don't even feel like really eating for real. So everybody goes through shit like that, and you brave for putting this shit out there.
Yeah, that's how I felt. So hard for me to bring myself to take a shower. It was so hard for me to do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to hang out with my family. My family would be sitting out there eating. I would be in here all day long, crying, not crying. Going through waves of like being okay, and being okay only lasted like 2 minutes, and then the whole day was filled with negativity. And then at night, I would have such a hard time going to sleep that at one point, like, I needed my mom in here because sometimes, even as an adult, you just need your parents sometime. And I still felt like it's not helping. It's not going away. I cannot shake this feeling. This feeling is not going away no matter what I do. It's not going away. Me always having my different levels of anxiety. One thing about it, like my mom has always been somebody I would tell what I'm going through, and instantly it would be fixed. Like she's like, oh, something's gonna happen, Nyree, what happened? Or, oh, Nyree, nothing's wrong. Like, Nyree, things don't.
You lucky. My mom, are you fucking serious? This and this and this and this and this and this. You I fucking don't even ever know what the fuck.
Like she would just know the right thing to say, and it would go away. And this time, it was not going away. Like I just felt like the enemy was right in my face saying, haha, like you're not, it's not gonna work. And I was just thinking, I found myself thinking, what did I do so wrong to deserve this feeling? I know everybody does stuff that they don't, that they eventually regret or whatever, but I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I just started to feel like something was gonna happen to me. And I started obsessing over that. And I just hope that there's one person watching this that could relate to what I'm saying. When you are in your brain all day and you give yourself so much time to think, you start to obsess over a lot of things. So I started thinking like, oh, if I feel something in my neck, it's the end. Like, it sounds crazy, and that's exactly how I feel or felt, like crazy as hell. Like, but I feel like it's okay to talk about, you know? I want this channel to be.
I feel like on top of her having a kid and going through pregnancy, and that changes her, you know, as women, that changes your body and things like that. So she's going through that change, and she's also dealing with personal things that she's always probably always been dealing with. So it just probably just was an overwhelming thing to where it's like, yo, what is going on? Like, to where I feel like that has a lot to do with it, just her being a new mother and just trying to make things work with Vaughn, probably like in the best way, and she has her anxiety, and like, she, you know, so I feel like that probably really had a lot to do with how she's feeling, to where it's like, damn, she doesn't, you know, heartbreak just in general can really mess you up for a while, to where it's like you messed up for a while and you gotta recuperate. You know, you just down, that shit goes. So that's in itself, and then it's like you have a kid with this person. It's like, so, you know what I'm saying? She's still going through that heartbreak, and not saying like, oh, he broke her heart, or she broke his, but just it not working out, and just deciding to do two separate things is what, like, you know, they was real close. They was, for years, they damn near, like, did this YouTube shit together, and really, like, she was very supportive in the videos with him, and, like, and so, what I'm thinking is that she's like, damn, picking up a camera probably don't even feel the same for like that when, you know, I was with him, or, and certain things like that, or, I want to do something different. I don't even want to be reminded of being in front of a camera and stuff like that, because that's probably bringing back certain memories or certain emotions or certain things. So I'm thinking that has a lot to do with it.
This is a safe space, and that's another reason why I decided to get rid of all my videos, because I feel like I just want something new, something fresh. I've been wanting to change my channel, but I just wanted to become a place where I finally feel comfortable to talk about my life. And the channel that I had, it wasn't. Like, here and there I would, but it wouldn't be the real stuff. So, I forgot what I was saying. That's another thing with anxiety. I started to suffer from a lot of memory loss. I would have to really think. I started forgetting things that I should be remembering. Because I was so focused on something else. Yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. Eventually I feel like it'll come back to me, but I'm just gonna go and just talk because that's the whole reason why I turned on the camera.
And and letting shit, just talking shit out and just letting shit flow natural without trying to organize it and structure it and stuff like that. Like, that's the best way to get it out, because um, when you do that, you could kind of like stop yourself from probably saying certain stuff, or you could either overthink it too much to where it's like you don't even say nothing at all, or you just so. I commend you on even just knowing that and just not really paying attention to, damn, I don't really know what to say, I'm forgetting what to say, or stuff like that. Give yourself some time to not overthink and not try to be so much of a perfectionist and have everything so perfect to where it's like you could start working on your anxiety and stuff like that. Because when you just say, you know what, it'll be alright, fuck it, or you know what, let's just see what happens. Like, when you start having that attitude, like, you start to be able to handle things and process things different, to where it's like you're not, you're not letting it beat you up so much, and you're not letting it wear you down as much, just whatever happens in life. So
It sucks because it's almost like I just feel like this is not me, but at the same time I feel like it's me being, maybe it's a new me that's trying to come out. Oh, I was saying I felt like somebody was in my face. So I had a hard
that's not what I was even thinking about, but try to bear with me.
time sleeping. And I would have my mom just be in here because
Hold on, let me see
I'm
what that
sleeping.
was.
Oh, I was saying I felt like somebody was in my face. So I had a hard time sleeping. And I would have my mom just be in here because I just felt not safe. And I don't know if it was me or if it was just apartment. Because let me tell you, I lived by myself in LA. By myself. I'm not even talking about with my ex. I'm talking about with myself and my kid. And I would think that that was the hardest experience I ever had to deal with. No. Not at all. I begged. I was like, I want to be back with my family. I want to be in the vicinity as my family. And now that I am, I'm going through this. So I lived by myself in LA. Well, by myself for a year. I've never experienced no type of anxiety. I honestly applauded myself one night because I'm like, I don't feel like my anxiety has washed away, so it will be a part of me. But I feel like I have tamed it. And I was happy. And even when I went back to New Jersey, I wasn't going through this. As soon as I got here, it all just started happening. Every feeling I felt in my body. If I felt pain anywhere, I started obsessing over it. I started to feel like, oh, what's this? What could this be?
Yeah, she's probably back in, just her being back in that environment is probably just what's triggering a lot of things that she's either been through or that she was dealing with when she was growing up, or just probably certain things that maybe being around her family maybe was bothering her, or that she had maybe some unresolved issues.
Is this something that's supposed to be because of something? But then I'm like, I wasn't feeling this a month or two ago before I moved here, so why am I feeling it now? Another thing is like everything. Like I started to get headaches. I started to feel like, oh, do I have a tumor? Like it's.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month, if not more, just from this app on my phone. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's called Audible. Okay, so I'm going to show you right
just
here.
Trying to
I have a check from Audible.
Maintain and just do things, and she probably was neglecting herself in a lot of ways that maybe she didn't
Something wrong. Like I would sit and think, and I was getting headaches consistently. Eventually they went away. I feel like it was because I was stressing, but it's the truth, and I just feel like I feel okay. Right now, I am kind of panicky because I'm talking about it, but it feels good to talk about it. I just felt really weak. I just felt like there's a reason why I'm going through all of this, and I did something wrong, something terribly wrong, and I'm getting punished for it. That's literally what I was thinking. Eventually, I had one night. I'm skipping over a few things, but it will all make sense because I'm obviously, like I said, I'm doing a series, so I'll revert back to certain things, and certain things will make sense. But eventually, I just got tired of it. I have a kid, and I feel like I'm a kid, crying, being scared of life. It was a point where I feel like if I do something some way, something like my brain had complete control. It's almost like, this is an example. Like, if my head told me, oh, don't touch this light bulb right here in front of me, I'm not going to do it because my brain is telling me, oh, if you touch it, something's going to happen. I really believed it. Like, it was craziness. I became depressed. I eventually went to the doctor. I told the doctor, I feel this, I feel this. I didn't do a physical. I didn't do drawing blood and stuff that would potentially just make me feel comfortable, because I felt like, okay, if they do all of this, then that means something's not wrong. But my doctor, everything I was explaining to her, she told me, this is anxiety. Everything you're explaining to me is anxiety. But I feel like I can't just put everything, all of this is anxiety, I guess. So I was put on depression medication too, because it eventually became like a depression thing. So I was taking medication during the day, and I had a medication at night. And the medication at night was very hard for me to take because it was night, and I feel like a lot of people have anxiety, that anxiety kicks it more in at night. I didn't want to take medication because my brain was telling me that if you take this medication, something bad is going to happen. And I believed it.
Are you sure that was your brain telling you that, or how you was feeling where you might have anxiety to take it because maybe it got a side effect?
And I got into a lot of arguments with my mom about it because she wanted me to be better. And
because, are you saying your anxiety is more of a mental thing or more of a feeling thing? Or more of a fear thing?
I understood that and had a kid, and I need to be better for my kid. And my mom has also suffered from anxiety. She's told me stories like she's been my age, and she went to the hospital with all of her kids, and when she was going through a panic attack, and she took the medicine, and the medicine eventually made her feel better. But I was taking the medicine, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it all the time. I couldn't, especially the one at night. I just couldn't. Eventually, I was just tired. One day I was just tired. I was in here by myself, and I spoke to somebody on the phone because I wasn't talking to none of my friends. And I hope if anybody that is a true friend of mine at the time, I just want to apologize to them because I wasn't answering my phone and I wasn't talking to them, and I
was isolating.
I just needed that time to just
deal with what you was going through.
Try to figure out what's going on with me, and I just couldn't talk or hear about nobody else's life at the time, and I didn't want to talk about mine, so I felt like there was no reason to talk. This day I just decided to tell this.
Going back to when I said I spoke to someone.
What I was going through, and they said to me, go look up a Sunday service on anxiety. And I did, and I found a really good church online that's actually right near my place that I live at, which is so crazy. And I was listening to this guy talk, and I haven't stopped since. It's been almost 2. I'm not sure. I should have wrote it down, but I'm drawn to this church. And that night, I was in the bathroom, and I was just sitting in the bathroom, and I was listening to him talk, and I was just crying and crying and crying and crying, and just really feeling what he's saying. And for a long time, and I felt the best I have felt in a long time. No medication, just God. Just God. Just talking to God. That night, I felt like I could breathe again. I felt like I could see again. I felt like I could sleep. I felt like I could relax. I felt so good that now I'll never forget. I laid in the bed and I put on a movie, and I was able to watch the movie and just relax and just feel good. And at that very moment, I wanted.
Now, I'm thinking I should have probably made a part. Should probably make a part 2. Yeah. So, I'm gonna make a part 2 to this.